Right. Hello YouTubers! I'm so excited to show you a tour of our land. Today is the last day of due diligence, and we had a little issue with permitting where the inspector was checking for our septic system and said that we're going to need a survey on one line of our land to make sure that everything works. And I did not think I'd get someone out here today. I just found this out yesterday, but these wonderful guys came up and I'm going to tag them in the video, so if you ever need somebody, I'm going to make sure the information's on here. And they are putting my markers in right now, and they found everything pretty easily, and it's not going to be that big of a deal, probably not going to cost very much at all, and we will be free and clear for our permit for the septic. And so that means we can go ahead and move into the closing phase, which is May 17th is our closing date. So you're looking right now at our land, and this area right here goes up about 40 feet, and that's where the most level part is, where we'll be doing our cabin. So right at the beginning of this will be the septic area, which takes about 100 feet. So you need to 100 feet wide, and I think it's going to be about 25 feet. I should say 100 feet long and 25 feet wide. So that will go right in here, and then right behind that is where our cabin will go, and I'll walk up to that eventually. But right now I'm just going to walk across the front boundary, which is 150 feet, and it goes past this this area that I told you about that's 40 feet up, but then it starts to go steeper and goes up to 190 feet at the top. So there are flat parts in between there. Our cabin will be at about 90 feet, and I'll come back and show you the driveway where that's going to go because I skipped that, but the cabin will be up about 90 feet, and then we should be able to get a driveway and that kind of bends so it's not steep like that. And then we're going to go and have like a man cave behind it, a studio for me next to that, which I want to do in Cobb. For those of you who don't know about Cobb building, I learned about it on YouTube. Got very interested in it. Unfortunately, the zoning around here is not going to let me do a house with Cobb, but I want to do a studio with Cobb. And I think that will work, and I can probably even get some community college kids involved in it for a learning experience. So I'm really looking forward to that. So our cabin will be like 600 square feet, 650 square feet, I think. Small cabin with a 25 by 25 footprint. And then we'll have our little places for extra space when we need some space. And that's all we really need. We need our RV will be on the land too. So when we have visitors, we'll have an extra bedroom for them and the RV that we can use as a spare bedroom too. So this is the creek on the edge of our property right here. It's kind of hard to see the water. Maybe I can focus in a little bit. But it is flowing pretty good right now. Although this is all closed in with brush and stumps and rocks and things that we're going to need to clear. I don't know why it won't focus in on that, but anyways, maybe you could hear it. I'll shut up for a minute. So that's our creek, and all the way up it goes, and way up at the top you can see it much better. It opens up more and it has more rocks and things. So we're going to dig this out and we're going to make it look beautiful, and you'll be amazed when we get done at what a difference it is. So here's all our rough land up here. This is the slope that goes up to that 40-foot spot that I told you about, and this will just be nature to look at, because we'll probably cut down some of these smaller trees to use for logs, keep some of the big trees. Now we do have some of these type of trees which were pine trees. From what I understand, there was a disease on the pine tree, so they are dead. I don't think they'll hurt to keep them there, but we're eventually might have to chop some of those down and maybe use the wood, although the dead wood might not do us any good. But anyways, we have, from what I understand, birch, beech, and poplar, and even a cherry tree was mixed in there. So you never know what gold we're gonna find. Which reminds me, I want to say, on the way up here, I stopped at a gas station. Behind me in Maggie Valley, there was church bells. And I realized, I looked up and there's a tower right behind that gas station. like a bell tower, like reminding me of Bach Tower, but much smaller, obviously. Bach Tower in Florida, for those who know it. And I'm walking back over, and the bells were ringing, and they were singing "How Great Thou Art," and I just loved that. That was awesome. So then I went in and bought something in the convenience store, and the man was playing Indescribable. And then he said, "Have a blessed day," and I realized all of a sudden, like, wow, God must be speaking to me. So he said, "Yeah, I play Christian music all the time." So it was just really cool how that happened right before I came up here. And I also heard a sermon saying how people who are thankful are the happiest people. It doesn't matter what they have. And this isn't much. This is 3/4 of an acre. Not even there. It's 2/3 of an acre. And this is where I think the driveway is going to go up. You can see kind of a path that bends up, and there's a little dugout there and around those trees and up to the 40-foot part up there. So, you know, I was listening to that, and one of the things that the preacher said was, think about how you would feel if God said he'd give you everything you want, all the money or all the fame or whatever it is that you want. But he said you can only have it for a short period of time, and then you're going to go to hell for the rest of your life in eternity. Would you choose that? And, you know, then he talked about how people are covetous of other people and things, and want more than they can have. And I'm actually going to show you the view from the other side here, the other side of the road. He's saying that those people that are the most thankful are the ones that are the happiest. And it just made me think about how grateful I am to have found this land. 2 years we've been looking, and we had a deal fall through, which was very disappointing. And then we came across this, which is a small deposit and about a little over 20%, and owner financed at a very minimal payment. So we can still live at the RV park that we're at until we get things developed here and are able to get on the land. So it's a godsend for sure, and we're so thankful. And that doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot of work involved in this, because you can see how rough it is. But I'm going to walk over to the cabin part now, where I had roped it off. This was sort of a boundary line that I started to set to make sure that we could fit everything on the land, but it wasn't exact, so the inspector really wanted to have a professional come out and do it, and it turns out we have more space than expected, which I kind of thought. I just did this roughly, so I give myself enough room. But anyways, he's working on the real boundary, so I'm going up to the cabin site right now, and here it is. You can see it's pretty flat right here, and this is the top of that 40-foot spot, but it does start to slope up, so by the time you get to the cabin it's 90 feet, and this will have to be leveled a little bit, although I like some of the sloping. In fact, we'll keep some of the sloping here for the sewer, for the septic tank, which is going to go right over here. It's got to be 50 feet from the creek and 50 feet from your house, I think it is. And no, it doesn't have to be 50 feet from your house. 50 feet from the creek, and then the well has to be 50 feet from the septic, which he's thinking the well will go up there. As you can see, it slopes up, up, up. And so here's our marked out part for the house. And then I'm gonna go around this and show you where the man cave is gonna be, and the garden. So forgive my huffing and puffing, but a little out of shape. Actually, this hill is keeping me in shape, and all the work we're gonna have to do is keep me more in shape, so it's gonna be awesome. Past my surveyor here, so I don't want to bother him. I'm gonna go around. In fact, think about where he is where he was looking for a level spot, and that's where I was thinking the man cave would go. So obviously he found that level spot too, right around there. This is where I'm going to put the man cave, where all that brush is, and it's only about 20 feet up, and we can put steps up to it. And then over here, there's a shallow part down a little bit where I'm going to put my studio. Down here is a nice flat part that we can put a nice fire pit, dig out a little bit here. It'll be right off our porch, and our backyard view will be this. There's another person up at the top. It's developing right now, but we're not even gonna be able to see him from our cabin. And then we have a house over here on the border, but it's way up in the back. Again, not in our view really. And then there's one more up there on top of the hill. So plenty, even though we have a small acreage, we have plenty of space. I gotta go because it's raining. Talk to you later.